Introducing Barb Rentenbach. Here's how Barb describes herself. I don't look normal. I appear to be quite messed up and a prime candidate for nothing but pity and patronization, with a sprinkling of repulsion and fear. I am disguised as a poor thinker. In fact, Barb is a brilliant thinker. She has much to say to all of us, but she is mute. So Barb invited a bunch of friends to come into the studio one day and read some writings from her upcoming book, I Might Be You. She says it will be better that way. It will nicely illustrate the point that we are all flecks of God, all diverse, yet all important to this world. Barb would like to thank her friends for giving voice to these readings. Her voice may be lovely and elegant one day, but right now it's still in the shop.
I am Barb Rentenbach. I am a contemplative. That means I spend most of my time thinking about things that are not present and observing that which is.
It is a tidy job, but somebody has to do it. My severe autism makes me more equipped than most for this calling. You splendid children with autism know what I mean.
Children with ASD, special abilities are my audience for this chapter because I seek to present
a meaning of life from a perspective I think we share. Our neurotypical siblings almost always seek beyond the answers and then must double back.
Like in the movie Jaws, the shark is chomping up bathers right off the shore, yet the crusading heroes take the hunt way out to sea. Dramatic, but not efficient.
Scurrying about, way out, is not how to see. Being there is.
Children, all children, know the meaning of life is closer. It is here. We have it. We are aware.
We appreciate the colors in the water drop, our hair follicles warming and expanding in the sun, the slick coolness of a shaded blade of grass, and the tingling of our flesh as sound waves dance off.
We listen in the now. As they grow older, neurotypical folk seem to lose that, or rather trade away this innate bounty in some coming-of-age deal. Shame.
Walkie-talkie diagnosticians often proclaim we ASD folk are in our own world. Indeed we are. It is the world of the moment.
They were not kicked out of our Eden, but rather ate the apple of action and traveled to a busy state.
In his book, William Johnston presents a clear view of the difference between the contemplative and active life by relating the biblical story of sisters, Mary and Martha.
The older was busying herself preparing a feast for the guest, while Mary was doing nothing but listening at his feet. Martha complained to Jesus the unfairness of her burden. The Lord answered her,
Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things. There is need only of one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, which will not be taken away from her.
Mary listens while Martha labors. Sound familiar? I can't remember the last time I labored, but listen. Well, it is our nature. Martha represents the active way of life. Here, Mary represents the contemplative.
Jesus states that Mary has chosen the better part. That part is often what we Auts do so well.
In Shakespeare's play, As You Like It, Jacques' monologue is, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.
Know your part. Be your part. Play your part with pride and conviction. Hold your head up and project your voice.
Know your part. Be your part. Play your part with pride and conviction. Hold your head up and project your voice.
Parker Palmer in To Know As We Are Known explains it beautifully. We build a world by the sweat of what lies behind our brows.
Any play is infinitely more interesting and profound with rich, diverse characters like ourselves.
However, if one can merge the two ways of being, then you have really harnessed power of biblical proportions.
Consider the brilliant quantum physicist Dr. Stephen Hawking. Due to a neuromuscular disease, he can no longer speak and is almost completely paralyzed. His disability also makes contemplation his primary way of life.
He is an outstanding thinker who has changed the knowledge of the world.
But if it were not for a cadre of active lifers funded by grants and goodwill for his 24/7 care and state-of-the-art communication system, his recondite contemplations would be another tree falling in the woods for no one to hear.
Quoting from Dr. Hawkins' website, a computer program called the Equalizer allows me to select words from a series of menus on a screen. By my slight hand, head, or eye movement, I can manage up to 15 words a minute.
This synthesizer is by far the best I have heard because it varies the intonation and doesn't speak like a Dalek. The only trouble is that it gives me an American accent. He's British, you know.
I know how he feels. My go-to voice is my smiling shrink Lois, reading aloud what I type.
I tried computer-generated voices, but prefer hers, as she understands my sentiments and has my timing down pat. But lordy, her southern twang is disconcerting. My own voice is of course more elegant, but it is still in the shop.
My dear autistic peers, we are of value. We are stewards of the meaning of life.
The meaning of life is a gift that can stay with us, comforting and providing, like a well-worn knapsack, always with our person. This knapsack of knowing each moment can be carelessly left at the train station, as so many do at about age 10 or 11, when they transition away from being fully present to scampering around in the world of adult baggage.
How many times have we observed children being absorbed in the moment joy of gurgling orange drinks, breathlessly swinging, eating snow, giggling and chasing, splashing, climbing with wide adventurous eyes,
only to be bridled away from that purpose in life by an adult? All right, that's enough. You're going to fall, get me wet, catch your death of cold, choke, and forget the meaning of life.
We each know the meaning of life. We each make the meaning. That is the point of free will.
Some normals understand only after a catastrophe. If they are terminally ill or had a close call, they often are inspired to reclaim their meaning of life, lickety-split.
Then they smell the roses and the freshly cut grass. Really taste their manicotti. Think inside and laugh outside. Caress the frosty condensation on a cold Coke, and purposely sit front row at symphonies of silence.
For those of you who require more literal scan of the knapsack's contents before you trust it's safe to travel with, I suggest you read Tolstoy's playful classic tale, The Three Questions.
The loquacious emperor learns from a taciturn hermit. The most important time is now. The most important
person is the one or ones you are with at this moment.
And the most important thing to do is help them be happy.
And that, my friends, is the meaning of life.
These 1,130 words are a simple post-it note reminder to my young autistic friends. Take the train to maturation, but don't forget your autistic bag.